Hello everyone, this is Snowbird Bob back again here with you today. Today is Saturday, August the 22nd, 2020, and I know everybody's pretty excited about my winter outlook of 2020-2021. Before we get started on that, I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit about what's changing this year across the page and about the website and the supporter feature, and I won't spend too much time on that. And then we'll get right into the fall outlook and to the winter outlook that I come up with. But I don't know if a lot of y'all know that I'm actually getting some beautiful weather maps. That's going to be for the whole region here. This is going to be the regional outlook, and it's going to have the temperatures every day, the high temperatures, the low temperatures, the current wind chills. I'm going to have maps of the snowfall outlook, any kind of ice potential or winter weather potential, and then also what I get with this package that I'm purchasing. And this is a very expensive package that I'm purchasing. It's almost $3,000 that I'm spending for y'all out there to bring y'all these awesome graphics. And also it's going to have the regional view here where it shows the whole entire forecast area. And then as you can see, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way on there. You can see it's going to be broken down into 3 sections. See, we're going to have the western view. That way it's a more closer up view where people can see exactly where they live and what their high temperatures and low temperatures and their snowfall and frost and freeze advisories. I'm going to have the CPC NOAA outlooks on here, just how cold it'll be and then how much above average it'll be. And then I'm going to have the central section here. You can see this is more focused in the central area across Arkansas and Mississippi, Louisiana, and to Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Missouri, and Kentucky, and Tennessee. And then I'm going to have the eastern section. Let's see, I may be going the wrong way again. I'll show you all that eastern section out there. See, I'll be able to show y'all all out here into South Carolina, North Carolina, into Virginia, into Kentucky, and Tennessee, Georgia. And these maps are going to be really pretty. I'm really excited about this. They should be ready, up and running, hopefully by this week sometime, this coming up week sometime. So I really think y'all going to enjoy that out there as we move forward out there. And that's what I was going to let y'all know out there. I'm not going to be doing the website this year. I'm not going to charge for my weather forecast. Now, I will have the supporter feature. So nobody will get charged out there for the website. But if you want to support it, the page, it's only $4.95 a month. You can cancel it at any time. And what it does is just kind of basically, like tipping me a little bit, I guess, like a tip jar for all the time and all the money I spend to bring y'all, the weather forecast out there. And I really appreciate it. You don't have to be a supporter, but what you do, here's the main things that you'll be getting as you being a supporter, a Facebook Snowbird Bob supporter, is that a lot of times when I post these, now everybody's going to get my weather maps like this on the regular Snowbird Bob Facebook page, but if you're a supporter, then you'll actually get a little alert on your top of your phone, that little bell, every time I release a new video or a new blog post. You won't have to go searching for Snowbird Bob page. You can just click on the little tab. It'll take you right into a private section where only supporters are in there. And also I can post about my possibilities, when I post maps out, say 7 to 10 days out, showing any kind of major Arctic outbreaks across the area, any kind of big snowfall maps or ice accumulation maps. And I really want to keep those off the main page because I don't want to cause any kind of fear mongering or any kind of hype out there. So I'd like to put that in that private group out there. And I can try to be more we can all try to be more interactive, but I can try to get to most of y'all's questions on that supporter feature out there. Like I said, you don't have to do it, but I think there's a lot of perks to it. You get a little cool badge beside your name. It says supporter, and then it just makes you stand out a little more than an average Facebook follower. I really appreciate all my new followers out there, all my new sign-ups for the supporter feature. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all my old subscribers, my old followers out there that I've had for the last going on about 9 years now, I believe. I think November 16th, the page will be 9 years old, and I really appreciate that. Well, anyway, I'll quit rambling on about that. Let's get right into my fall outlook. This is my fall outlook for 2020. I think that much of the area across Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas, Missouri, all the way out to Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana is going to see a mild and dry fall overall. It's going to be warmer than average temperatures and drier than average precipitation across much of this area that's in this brown area. And you see I got up here more dust on the pumpkins than frost. Now that's not saying that we're going to get our typical, average, frost and freeze advisories and warnings as we get up into late October into November. I think that'll still happen. But I think we're going into a more of a neutral ENSO and maybe a very weak La Nina as we head into the fall and the winter of 2020 and 2021. And I think about average conditions across Georgia up into Tennessee and to the parts of the Ohio Valley here. And it may be a little cooler than average with average precipitation out here across North Carolina, South Carolina, up into the Northeast here as we head through the fall on here. It's not to say we couldn't get a few good little cold shots that produces maybe a little winter weather as we get up into November across parts of the area, because you know how that can be. But, after seeing the last, say 5 or 10 years, we really don't want, if you want to see some good cold winter weather, good cold weather and good cold, some good chance of winter weather, I really don't like to see a cold November. I really don't, because usually when we got a cold November and we get a little snow and flurries across the area in November, usually, like I said, in the past 5 or 10 years, then the following winter just hasn't been that good. I mean, we really hadn't had a good winter in the last, it's been probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years out there, especially for this area up here in northwest Arkansas, northeastern Oklahoma. That's been, it's been rough up there, but actually a lot of people hadn't seen a bunch of winter precipitation for quite some time now. So we'll switch over to the next slide here. This is going to be my winter outlook 2020-21 for December, January, and February. This is the my temperature outlook, and I think we'll see above average temperatures out here in Texas and into New Mexico, and then about average temps running anywhere from southern Arkansas down to Louisiana, all the way out to eastern South Carolina and North Carolina and Florida here. And then as we head on up into about the I-40 corridor and then over across portions of northern Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, I think we're going to be seeing slightly below average temperatures as a whole. And I do think we'll get 1 to 3 really cold shots somewhere between that December, January, and February time frame. I really think that we're going to start out the winter as dry, a little on the dry side, because we're going to have to get through this dry fall. And then I think that the precipitation should really pick up across the area as we head into later up in December, January. And I think later in January and February is going to be our best shots. I know a lot of you out there saying, well, yeah, that usually is our best shots. But I really think it will be this year, is because we got to get out of this pretty good drought. We're not into a terrible drought right now, but we are, some places is in kind of a moderate drought across the forecast area. Then as you get on up into Missouri, I think we'll see below average temps across northern Kansas and central northern Missouri into Illinois and Indiana here, and I think it'll be well below average temperatures. I think it's going to be a cold winter across Iowa and to Nebraska, northern Illinois, basically in the northern plains here, cold and snowy winter up there. But even though you see it says average temperatures, that don't mean that we could have some days that gets, highs only in the 20s and 30s across the area. And even like in this little aqua color here, we could see highs, sometimes in the teens and 20s out here either. So this is just overall average, what I'm thinking. But I think the winter is actually going to get colder and a little more wetter as we go through deeper and deeper into the winter out there. So I know a lot of y'all want to see some snow and some good winter weather out there, and I really think we're going to have a better shot this year. The southeast ridge, I don't think it's going to be as strong this year when we got a like I said, I think we're going into a neutral INSO to a very weak La Nina, and over the years, a lot of the cold air get pushed down in here. And see, it may be a little drier than overall. Let me go to my next slide here. This is my last slide. This shows on the precip. Normally it's a little drier, but it's also a little colder too. So you got to have cold air if you want to get any kind of snowfall or any kind of sleet or anything like that. That's the main ingredient. But you also have to have the moisture. I think overall it's going to be, maybe average to slightly below average precipitation. But I think the chances of us seeing some winter precipitation will be a good bit higher than last year, because we'll have some of these cold shots that come down, and then also, but we need to have that subtropical jet not push too far south. And if it's not that active, then you're going to have the cold air, and it's just going to suppress the storm track all the way down to the Gulf Coast here, and then it's not going to be very good conditions to see winter weather if we set up with a winter like that. I got to sit over here. Please, just one good snow. I know a lot of you out there, probably 95% of you out there that follow the page, want to see some good snowfall. But let's get into what I got down on here. I said December starts out cold and dry with a few chances of winter weather all the way down to the I-40 area. Then January, cold and wintry with several chances of winter weather all the way down to I-20 and maybe I-10 out there. And then for February, as I was saying before, I think it's going to be our coldest and wettest month with many chances of winter weather. And I think anybody across the area is going to be fair game to see a little winter weather out there. But I think that the chances are going to be a little higher, because we're going to have a lot of times the cold air in place. It's just the moisture. Moisture, I think, is going to be the big issue this year. I really do. I think the storm tracks are going to be, kind of few and far between, and that's not going to be too good if you want to see a lot of snowfall and stuff out there. So that's why I got in this this darker blue area, anywhere from Dallas over to Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, out to Atlanta, Georgia, to Columbia, South Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. I think we'll see about an average snowfall, maybe anywhere from a ½ inch, an inch, up to about 4 inches of snow. And it only could take one storm to produce this out here. So I'm really hoping that this pans out there. And then as we head up into the yellow area, I think it's going to be below average snowfall, because it's just going to take a while for this area to recover out here to being so dry and warmer than average as we go into the fall. And then up here in this aqua color, in parts of the Appalachians of northern Georgia and to Tennessee and to western North Carolina up into Virginia here along the Appalachians, I think we'll see an average snowfall with on average a lot of these areas average anywhere from 6 to 18 inches of snowfall for northern, northwest Arkansas, down into northeastern and northern and central Oklahoma here, up into Missouri and Kansas here. And I really do think the sweet spot for snow this year across the forecast area is going to be in this spot right here, this kind of highlighted light bluish color, where I got sweet spot for snow. Anywhere from 10 to 35 inches of snowfall, I think, could take place in this area right here. So if you don't really see that much snowfall across the south this year, I don't think you have to travel too far north if you do want to go on a snow chase up into maybe northern, northeastern Arkansas, up into southern and southeastern Missouri, up into southern Illinois, Indiana, and to Kentucky here. But I think this spot right here, and at times, we could get this little area to shift a little further south down here, maybe all the way to the Dallas area. We may have one or two good little systems that run across the area here. So I think overall it's going to be a little bit colder and drier winter than we've seen in the past few winters. But I think the chances of snowfall is going to be a little higher, because I think we'll have the cold air in place. It's just if we can get the moisture to follow, because you got to have moisture and you got to have cold air. So I'm not calling for a very cold winter at all, just mostly an average winter with average precipitation, maybe a little below average precipitation, and about average snowfall in much of the area. I think that will take place this year. I know, and like I said, it only takes one storm, one big old storm come through here, could drop, 1 to 4 inches or even more than that in these areas. I mean, some areas especially across this Aqua area. Y'all seen where it's dropped, 12 to 20 inches of snowfall in just one storm. So it don't take but a couple storms to get you up to this amount here. And I think we'll see several winter storms up in this area where I'm highlighting right there. So anyway, we got a lot to look forward to, and I will keep you updated all throughout the winter long. And the fall season, like I said, when we go, we have a shot at, say, a winter weather system down the road there. I'll post maps and stuff on the, and I'll do videos on the regular Facebook page. But if you want to see all the, I guess what you call hype and the fun, and to see what's going to happen, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 days down the road, where I post maps where it's got these big areas of snow that we like to see, and then as we get closer, unfortunately, a lot of times those big snows just disappear, it's just the way it's always been. It's kind of like, I call it eye candy when you get out there about 7 to 10, 15 days out, and it's got these big, massive snows across the south here, and 99% of the time they don't take place. But hey, it's still fun to look at, and if we do get a couple inches of snowfall, that's still, a lot of us out there really like that out there. Just, we don't really want to see any ice storms out there, because they're really dangerous and can be cause loss of electricity and dangerous sidewalks and roads and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, like I was getting back, I'm going to get back to what I was saying there about the, say if we got a winter weather event going on, say across some Little Rock, down to Texarkana, across Arkansas into Tennessee and northern Mississippi here, what I'll do is I'll hone in on this area really close and show you a lot of high resolution data that's showing just how much snowfall can that this storm can produce and everything. And let me get back to my maps. The maps that I'm paying for, the ones that's going to cost about $3,000, those maps are going to be really, really nice to see on your smartphones and laptops, tablets, desktops out there. But what they're going to do, the data that's actually going to be put into those is going to be from the National Weather Service. So when I put a snow map out for this area, say I do it on the central region, or the western region, or the eastern region, when I kind of blow up into it, say if it's only showing like 1 or 2 inches across northern Arkansas over toward Oklahoma City, well, I'll have a little discussion at the top of it saying, hey, look, this is NOAA's latest projection and snowfall prediction, but you could see some areas with a little bit higher snowfall amount. So I'll kind of give my reasoning and my thoughts kind of above my maps that I put out there. And like I said, y'all know that if any of y'all that's followed me over the years, I'll definitely keep y'all informed on every little snowflake, every little sleet pellet out there, and every little chance of ice and any kind of winter outbreaks that we may see up into the winter out there. I know this video is kind of long out there. In fact, it's really long, and I'm sorry about that, but I just want to kind of tell you everything and a little bit about what I'm going to do as we move forward out there. I know we got some tropical trouble that's coming into the Gulf of Mexico early this week and into late middle part of next week, and it looks like this area across Louisiana, I say anywhere from Mobile all the way down to central Texas needs to be on the alert out there. Now this area does need to see a lot of rainfall, or a good bit of rainfall, because we are dry, but we don't need these things coming in to be no Cat 2, 3, 4 hurricanes in it, because it's going to cause these people devastation down here. And then as it weakens, now it could, if it's strong hurricanes, it could bring strong wind damage way inland on there. And it would give everybody some beneficiary rainfall, just depends on the tracks they take. But we would rather have them weaker, but unfortunately they look like they may be pretty strong, is what a lot of the models are showing. Is going to be some pretty dadgum good atmospheric conditions down here across the Gulf of Mexico to let these tropical systems really blow up in this warm Gulf bath water down here in the Gulf of Mexico. But I'm going to end it out there, and I really appreciate y'all tuning in and following me over the years, and I hope y'all continue to do so. And if you would like, you can invite your friends and family to come be a part of the Snowbird Bob Facebook community out there. And if y'all want to tip me $4.95 a month, I really appreciate that. It helped me with my time and my expenses that I really give to y'all all winter long and fall and really throughout the whole year out there. But if you hadn't got it to give, that's fine too. You'll still get most of my winter outlooks and my predictions and everything. It's just we can just get kind of a little wild in the private group, because we can post all kind of snow maps and ice maps and severe cold maps, and we can kind of, it's a lot more fun in the group because I can post all that stuff and I ain't got to worry about it getting shared all over Facebook. And, I don't want to step on the toes of any meteorologists out there or step on the toes of the National Weather Service, because they try to, they can't really do that because it'll be too confusing to the public. Let's say if I posted a map out there that showed 10 or 15 inches of snow across northern Louisiana and to Arkansas and up into Alabama and everything, I'll have, big meteorologists out of Alabama and just all over the place. Kind of, I used to do that, but I'm kind of getting older now, and I just, come to realize that's kind of disrespectful, even though that I can do that and there's no law or, any kind of rule saying that I can't do it. But just to be respectful to the National Weather Services all across the area out there and all the meteorologists all across the area out there. I want to kind of keep it kind of, conservative and kind of go with what they're going with. But I will give you my thoughts on what I think will take place each time I do a post and an update, and especially inside that supporter hub, where I really can tell you what I think will take place. And if I overhype a system and that inside the supporter hub, I won't really mean to. It's just I'm letting my true passion of the weather come out. And I'll be, how I get so excited and talking about how much snow we can get and how cold it'll be. And I can really show my true colors inside that private group out there. But anyway, man, I know I've kept y'all in here long enough. And I really appreciate y'all. And I look forward to bringing y'all all the weather predictions all fall and winter long. And hopefully we can get some good snowfall out there, those that you want to see some out there. But anyway, I appreciate y'all tuning in today, and I hope y'all really have a blessed day, everybody.